These are the 5 emotional changes that happen inside a woman's mind when she starts cheating, and we guard these truths more carefully than state secrets. I'm doing this because I've watched too many good men get blindsided, gaslighted, and left wondering what the hell happened. Before you hear these brutal truths, make sure you hit that like button, smash subscribe, and tell me in the comments what country you're watching from. This message needs to reach every corner of the world. Here's what most men don't realize. When we cheat, the emotional betrayal happens months before anything physical. You're looking for lipstick on collars and secret phone calls, but the real destruction is happening in our hearts and minds where you can't see it, and we're masters at hiding it. First, emotional shift. We stop feeling guilty and start feeling entitled. Most men think women feel terrible when we start having feelings for someone else. Wrong. Here's the brutal reality. After the initial guilt phase, something switches in our brains. We don't feel bad anymore. We feel justified. We convince ourselves that we deserve better, that we've been undervalued, underappreciated, taken for granted. Every small thing you do wrong becomes evidence that we're making the right choice. You leave your coffee cup on the counter? Proof you don't respect our space. You're tired after a long day? Evidence you don't prioritize our needs. This is where it gets really twisted. We start rewriting history. Suddenly, you were never that romantic. Our relationship was always lacking something. We've been settling this whole time. The years of happiness get erased and replaced with a narrative that justifies our new feelings. Women become incredibly skilled at this mental gymnastics. We'll say things like, "I've been unhappy for so long," when just 6 months ago, we were posting anniversary photos calling you our soulmate. We genuinely believe our own revised story because believing it makes everything else easier. Second, emotional shift. You become background noise in our emotional life. Here's something that will hit you hard. When a woman's heart starts wandering, you don't just lose her attention, you lose your place as the main character in her emotional world. You become supporting cast in your own relationship. Our real emotional energy flows toward him now. When something exciting happens, he's the first person we want to tell. When we're upset, we imagine his comfort, not yours. When we're happy, we picture sharing that joy with him. You're still there, still getting the leftover emotions, but you're not where our hearts live anymore. This is why conversations with you start feeling hollow. We're physically present, but emotionally absent. We respond to your questions, but don't volunteer real thoughts. We listen to your problems, but don't truly care about solving them. The deep emotional intimacy that made you partners dies slowly, and we replace it with polite cooperation. You might notice we stop asking about your day with genuine interest. We don't remember details about your work stress or family drama. We're not being cruel intentionally. Our emotional bandwidth is just occupied elsewhere. You've become familiar, comfortable, but no longer compelling. Third, emotional shift. We become addicted to the feeling of being desired again. The most dangerous shift happens when we rediscover what it feels like to be wanted by someone new. This isn't just about attention. It's about feeling alive again in ways we forgot were possible. With him, we feel mysterious, interesting, beautiful. Every text message sends electricity through our bodies. Every glance feels loaded with possibility. Every conversation makes us feel clever and captivating. It's intoxicating in ways that long-term relationships simply cannot match. Compared to this rush, everything about our established relationship feels dead. Your predictable good morning kisses can't compete with his unexpected messages. Your comfortable silences feel awkward next to his exciting conversations. Your steady love feels boring compared to his uncertain but thrilling attention. We start chasing this feeling like addicts. We dress differently when we know we'll see him. We find excuses to be in the same places. We manufacture reasons to text or call. The anticipation of seeing him becomes the highlight of our days, while seeing you becomes routine maintenance. What makes this particularly dangerous is that we convince ourselves this feeling is what real love should be. We forget that the excitement we're feeling is just novelty and uncertainty, not deeper connection. But in the moment, it feels like we've been dead for years, and he's brought us back to life. Fourth, emotional shift. We start planning an exit strategy without admitting it. Long before we consciously decide to leave, our minds start preparing for life without you. This happens so subtly that even we don't recognize it at first. But the signs are there if you know what to look for. We stop making long-term plans that include you. When friends talk about events months away, we give vague responses instead of assuming we'll attend together. We start handling more things independently: finances, social plans, even small household decisions. We begin seeing ourselves as individuals rather than part of a couple. Our language shifts in tiny but significant ways. Instead of, "we should renovate the kitchen," it becomes, "I'm thinking about kitchen changes." Instead of "our vacation fund," it's "my savings." We unconsciously start separating our identity from yours. We also begin testing independence in small ways: staying out later without checking in, making decisions without consulting you, building stronger friendships and support networks outside our relationship. We're not trying to hurt you. We're just unconsciously preparing for a life where you're not the primary person we depend on. Most telling of all, we stop fighting for the relationship. When problems arise, instead of working together to solve them, we mentally file them as more evidence that things aren't working. We become passive observers of our relationship's decline rather than active participants in its maintenance. Fifth emotional shift. We develop complete emotional detachment while maintaining the facade. The final and most devastating shift is when we master the art of emotional disconnection while appearing completely normal. This is when we become most dangerous because we've learned to function perfectly in the relationship while feeling absolutely nothing genuine about it. We can have dinner conversations, laugh at your jokes, even be physically intimate, all while feeling completely empty inside. Our responses become automatic, learned behaviors rather than authentic reactions. We know exactly what to say and do to maintain normalcy while our hearts are completely elsewhere. This detachment gives us an eerie kind of power. Arguments don't affect us the way they used to because we're not emotionally invested in the outcomes. Your moods don't influence ours because we're not truly connected to your emotional state. We become like actors playing the role of your girlfriend or wife. The most chilling part is how easy it becomes. We can look you in the eye and say, "I love you," while feeling absolutely nothing. We can discuss future plans we have no intention of keeping. We can comfort you through difficult times while secretly counting days until we can leave. Long-term relationships, no matter how healthy, cannot maintain the chemical rush of new attraction indefinitely. Some women accept this reality and choose commitment over chemistry. Others convince themselves that the absence of constant excitement means the love is dead. Once these emotional shifts begin, they're almost impossible to reverse. Love, attention, grand gestures, couples therapy, none of it can usually bring back a heart that's already left.